special Halloween video, obviously taking place on a Monday, but guess what? You can now expect Andeeland videos on Mondays and Fridays every week. 2 videos a week. That's a 4, but 2 videos a week. What? Happy Halloween to all of you out there. Guess where we are? Not trick-or-treating or having fun at all. We're in the kitchen about to bake, which is always a source of not stress at all for me. For instance, look at me being totally not stressed out while baking before. I don't care at this point. Click the link in my description if you want to see that video. So, why are we in the kitchen? Well, you know what? A lot of you are probably going to be going to Halloween parties tonight on Halloween. And you know what? We're not kids anymore, so when we go to Halloween parties, we can't just show up and eat the food. We actually have to help provide things. The polite thing to do is bring a baked good when you go to a party or something. So we're going to be making a Halloween-themed cake. Basically, what we're going to be doing is making a plain chocolate cake and then decorating it all spooky-like. But you know what? Anyone at a party will be impressed. So if we're going to be baking something, we're going to need some ingredients. Let's go through those. 2 cups of all-purpose flour. 2/3 cup of baking cocoa, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, half of a teaspoon of salt, 3/4 cups or 1 1/2 sticks of butter. This is not exactly half a stick, I need another stick. 1 3/4 cup of sugar, 2 teaspoons of pure vanilla extract, 2 large eggs, or you know, just whatever size you might have. The size doesn't matter. Size does matter. The recipe says large eggs. And 1 cup of water. You'll also need some mixing bowls, a whisk, and some measuring spoons. The recipe also says that you need 2 9-inch round pans or 1 13 by 9-inch pan. This is the pan that I have, so this is the pan that we're using. So the first thing that the recipe says to do is to preheat the oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, or, you know, whatever gas marker Celsius degree that is for whatever country you're in. I don't know how those things work, but do that first. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna put all of your dry ingredients, except for the sugar, into the smaller of the 2 bowls that you have. Adding the flour. I spilled it already, so that's good. Take your amazing smelling cocoa, add it to the flour. 1 teaspoon baking powder, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, half a teaspoon of salt. Did it make it in the bowl? It did. Okay. And now that you've gotten all those dry ingredients together, you take your whisk and just do a little bit of mixing. It's easy to mix the dry ingredients together, obviously. If you want to be better at baking, you probably sift these to get all like the big chunks out. I don't care enough. Set your dry ingredients aside and get your larger bowl. In this one, you're gonna add your butter, your sugar, and your vanilla extract. And as you know, I'm really great at being patient with the butter and the sugar and stuff. Add the sugar in. Now you need 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. Vanilla extract is a very powerful force. Do not overpour. 1 teaspoon, 2 teaspoons. Now you're gonna beat the butter, sugar, and vanilla extract together until it is creamy. And you know how much I love doing this. So Kat, my resident expert on butter creaming, has told me that I am now done with the butter creaming apparently. And it now has a consistency that I will describe to you as mashed potato-like. Now you add the eggs one at a time, beating them in after you add each one. So Kat's gonna apparently do the eggs. Le crack. Le croix. I don't know what I was doing. I think I was being offensive. I'm sorry if that was offensive to any French out there.
Okay, you're gonna want to use your whisk for this part. Well, you don't have to.
I can beat with this. Look at this beating skills. Ah! So when you've got this slightly banana pudding looking mixture, then the next step is something that's written down on my phone that I've forgotten. Okay, now you... Kat just comes behind me and does a better job than I do, so things actually succeed. The only reason there's success in anything I do is because Kat comes behind me. Wow, that looks amazing! And this is what you should come up with. I'm not gonna put any of that. Now the instructions say to gradually beat in the flour mixture alternating with water, so I'm going to need some assistance for this. Cake assistant! You know, maybe you should pour while I stir.
What?
What am I doing wrong? Kat has strong stirring arms. Kat is ready for this. She is, like, you know how people say you have childbearing hips? She has ball-bearing hips.
Make sure not to slosh the water everywhere. Also, you didn't sift it, so it's like super...
I'm sorry I didn't sift it. I said that. No, my ugh. Oh, your dress. I made a horrible, horrible error.
It's not a terrible error, not yet anyway. Hold on, before.
Not yet. She has confidence that it will eventually be horrible. If it drips like this, then you've done a good job.
So instead of greasing and flouring the pan, we buttered and floured the pan.
Because Kat says that's the way to go, and when Kat says that's the way to go, I blindly follow. Scrape the mixture out into the pan as such. Try to get an even coverage throughout the pan so one section doesn't end up more baked than the others. Take your delicious looking concoction and put it in the oven for 25 to 35 minutes or until it's ready. So we have a small confession to make. Our cake has fallen. Something bad happened. It's crumbly. It doesn't hold its shape, but we are going to press on in spite of this and cover it all with frosting. Hope it doesn't explode and decorate the shit out of this cake. The first thing that we're gonna do is frost the entire cake with white frosting, and then we'll draw designs on it. This is the part where everything could go wrong, basically. Everything has gone wrong in this process. Everything that could go wrong went wrong. I wish you guys had seen us trying to get this cake out of the tin. We eventually had to cut it in half and mash them together. I felt so confident about this at the start, guys. You have no idea.
I did too, because I thought, oh, for sure, nothing would go wrong with Andy in the kitchen. Or me.
So, what should we draw on the cake, Kat?
A bleeding skeleton.
A bleeding skeleton?
Or a bleeding zombie.
A bleeding zombie. How about a bleeding zombie skeleton?
Okay.
So smaller on the bottom than on the top.
Yes.
Or Dolly Parton. How's that look?
Oh my god. It looks great! I'm so proud of you!
So immature. Oh, it looks like Christmas.
This looks...
He's a Christmas skeleton zombie! Yay!
Surprise!
Spooky, scary skeletons. Look at it, guys. It actually looks a lot better than I thought it would be. What do you think, Kat?
I think this is our child now.
Yeah?
I think we did such a good job. Should we take a bite?
Out of our child?
Yeah. I mean, animals do it.
So, Kat, what should we name the skeleton with the mysterious brain injury, with the bashing of the head, and the bleeding from the eyes?
Glenn.
Is it too soon for that?
Yes.
But we're gonna do it anyway. Glenn it is!
Very good.
It's good!
We did a good
It
job.
looks like complete shit, but it's good. If you take this to a party, though, people will be fucking impressed. So, if you guys have any other suggestions for something that you might bake for a Halloween party, then leave me a comment about that down below. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this trip into Andeeland. If you'd like, you can click right here to be sent to my last video, or you can click right here to subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to thumbs up this video if you like it, and share it with your friends if you think they'd like it too, and I will see you next time. Bye, guys!